All right, guys, what's up? Welcome back to Average Takes.
Baseball edition. We're back.
It's World Series week. The Padres no longer have a manager.
Breaking news: the Padres aren't in the World Series.
Are not in the World
Breaking
Series.
news. Breaking news.
We'll get all of that and some more after the music. All right, guys, what's up? Welcome back to Average Takes.
I want to take that back. The 07 Padres are in the World Series.
Yeah.
The 07 Padres.
07 Padres in the World Series.
Yes.
Because you can name a lot of
the whole starting nine.
You can name a lot of former Padres
in
this.
In their front office, you could probably name a starting five rotation, though.
Yeah, they got at least 5 former Padres on that 2017 that are on the verge of winning World Series
in their
together.
First year under helm.
Yeah, helm.
Whatever it's called.
Damn.
Yeah, so we got the Rangers taking on the Diamondbacks in the World Series. A World Series we would have never heard of a couple years ago because the Diamondbacks snuck their way into playoffs. They are one of the lucky teams that went via the extension, per se. One more team was added to each side of the playoffs format, and Diamondbacks 84 wins.
Just sneaking
Got
in.
hot at the right time, ladies and gentlemen.
Damn, son.
The Padres had how many? 80? 81, I think.
82
over 500?
and 80. 82 and 80.
2 more wins. Maybe if we won.
I'm not saying
more.
that. No,
Maybe
I'm not even going to say
the
that.
The
Diamondbacks are there fair and square. The Diamondbacks are there fair and square because they beat the Dodgers. They beat the Phillies. They did what we couldn't. I'm giving it to. They beat the Brewers. I'm giving it to them. They fair and square had a better overall season of the Padres than last year, than the Padres have in a long time.
Congratulations on getting there, but
you still got to win it.
You can't win it. You can't. If the D-backs win the World Series,
there's something wrong with baseball.
I'm lost.
Yeah, there's something wrong with baseball.
The Rangers that good?
The Rangers are a better team, even though they were kind of in the same situation all year long, like on the verge of the playoffs all year long. But they just absolutely mash is their problem.
Yeah.
And it is the Diamondbacks problem. Because if Diamondbacks bring what they brought in Game 7, they're getting blown out of the water.
Yeah.
Out of the water.
They won Game 7, though.
Yeah. If they bring that, only scored 4 runs, banking on pitching.
Yeah.
The Rangers are deep lineup.
They are good.
They're very good. There's a potential, Trevor, there's a potential that either Mad Bum or Jacob deGrom will win a ring this year.
Yeah, and if I get to pick who wants to get a ring, Jacob deGrom's going to get a ring, and your argument of him not making the playoffs doesn't exist anymore.
Has a ring.
He's the greatest pitcher of all time.
Yeah, him not being able to pitch these last couple of years. No, there's no argument.
Doesn't even matter.
He's a World Series champion.
In his leave of absence, he became a champ.
Way.
I love it.
The man has less than 30 innings, and
if he can get 1 inning in this series, he's the best pitcher of all time.
Oh, he definitely won't get a single inning. He's still recovering. Tommy John's 6 months ago.
I'll take a 92.
If he's there in the dugout, you're happy.
I'll take a 20% deGrom for 1 inning. Fuck yeah.
Buddy, he doesn't got 1%.
And what about Bumgarner? He's getting carried too?
Yeah, he got released
in April.
And the 3 starts.
The best fact that I like is he's the highest paid player on the fucking D-backs.
Yeah.
He has 25% of their payroll.
Oh my God.
I think he makes $22 or $23 million.
Yeah. And their payroll is, I think it's barely
100.
Yeah. I think it's barely 100.
Why did he get released?
Well, he had a 14-8 ERA.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he's terrible.
Damn.
But this is going to be a great World Series. I actually have the Rangers.
What are your predicaments?
100 to win $294. So 100 to win 300. So
are the Rangers the higher
home
seed?
dog? Not home dog, but they're the home seed.
Dude, I fucking hate this. I don't hate the playoff format. I just hate the 2-3-2. I don't like that at all. I think the NBA has a perfect playoff schedule where it's 2-2-1-1-1.
2-1-1-1.
I think that is the perfect. I don't like the 2-3.
I don't think they like stretching it out because they stretched out the playoffs already, and
I don't know
because that's a lot of traveling when you do 1-1-1
Yeah.
There's a slight advantage to the lower seed because if you win one game
at home,
Yeah.
or one game on the road,
yeah,
you have a chance of
you can 3
yeah.
at home.
Yeah.
Not saying the D-backs are like have a good home advantage, but home field advantage. But
I think they have worse because the fucking Rangers are just gonna rake.
Right there, yeah.
I really think this could be a sweep.
I wanted to say that, but for the benefit of the doubt, I think it's gonna be 4-1 Rangers.
I'll say sweep then.
I think it's gonna be a 4-1. I can't have the Diamondbacks winning anybody from the NOS if they're gonna win.
Underdogs. I like Corbin Carroll. I like
Tommy Pham. Tommy Pham could win a ring.
Oh, buddy, I'm going Rangers sweep.
We
I
don't
forgot
care.
Tommy fucking Faggot was on the team.
We don't care. I don't care about Tommy Pham.
forgot. I totally forgot he was on the team.
He doesn't do nothing to me. He can win, and I still won't care. But I can't have
This
him.
is gonna be the
win more
average
than-
take sweep curses. This is gonna be average take sweep curses. Average take sweep curses. Average take sweep curses. Average take sweep curses.
Yeah,
You
I
need to
can't
take
go
the
for the
D-backs. No,
Diamondbacks.
you have to.
Why?
You said you like the underdog.
I do like it, but Tommy Pham's on the team.
Who cares? What has he
What
done
are
to
the odds?
you?
What are the odds right now? What are the odds right now? Because I might have to like contradict my situation. I gotta go over here because
I
I put in this bet 3 weeks ago.
They're probably
The beginning of playoffs. As soon as the Orioles lost, I was like, "Well, that's my team now, Rangers." They
They're-
just destroyed them. I mean,
probably
Rangers knocked everyone's dick in the
Phyllis
dirt.
Garcia was off.
he
Yeah.
didn't until the last game, last 2 games.
And guess what mattered most?
Corbin Carroll did the same thing. He was like
Yeah, Corbin Carroll, nice.
he was
bro.
3 for 25 for the first 6 games, and then he went 3 for 4.
I'll take him. I'll take Diamondbacks 4-3. Give me it.
Hold
No.
on, wait a
No,
minute. You're gonna take the
I don't want that.
Diamondbacks?
I don't want
4-3. It goes all the way to Game 7.
You're gonna take the Diamondbacks.
Yep,
that.
I'll take him.
Because that will just be a replica of their first World Series they won. When
Exactly.
the theme of this podcast was a coach on that staff.
I might take the Rangers to sweep.
Bet you didn't know that.
I didn't know that, but it doesn't matter at this point.
I just can't have anyone from the NOS unless you're the Padres and win a World Series. You can make it there. Kudos to you. That's awesome. But you're not going to win until
How long did who won last year? The
the Astros.
Astros?
They were,
who won the year before that? Has it been AL for like a long time?
no, but the year before that was 2021, the Braves.
AL? Oh, NL.
Yeah. And then 2020 was, doesn't matter, doesn't count.
Doesn't count.
2019 was the Nationals. 2018 was the Red Sox.
Mm,
2017 was the Astros.
mm.
Wait, well, I got lost. I was trying to figure out this, but there's a lot of
Yeah,
reading.
well, we were just talking about when the last time an
And then
AL or NL team won the World Series. I was naming off the last 5 years.
Oh, okay.
It's been about split.
About split.
The last 5 years at least.
You did more than 5 years, but yeah.
No, I didn't. 2023 to 2018. That's 5.
You went 17.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I think 16 was
Cubs.
Yep. See, 15 was the Royals.
How far can you go?
14 Giants.
14 Giants.
How far can you go?
13
Show
Red
off the
Sox.
knowledge.
12 Giants.
Yep.
11 was it the Cardinals?
11
10.
was the Cardinals.
10 was the Giants. 09 was the
Yankees.
Yankees. 08 was
Phillies.
Phillies. 07 no.
7 Red Sox.
Oh, I thought the Rays won one. No, they didn't.
No.
06.
06, 2006 World Series. Damn, I don't know.
White Sox was 5.
Yeah, 6 might have been
Come on,
2006.
you guys are some knowledge guys. Come on.
2006.
Dig deep.
I'm blanking here.
You go from 6 to 4 because you already got 5.
Okay,
Trying
so
to think.
let me keep going. 2004 was Red Sox.
Yeah,
So-
2003 was the Yankees. 2002 was Yankees. 2002 was the Angels.
Yeah.
2001 was the Yankees.
When did Florida? Florida. Marlins.
Florida. 2003 was Florida. 2006.
Wait, what are you guys
2006 was
fucked
the
up
White
here?
Sox.
White
right?
Sox.
Yeah, White Sox. The White Sox Astros. I think that was that.
I thought that
series.
was 5 was White Sox.
Oh yeah, you might be. 2005.
I'm gonna say you guys are done at 6. You don't know 2006.
2006 is a tough one. All right. All right.
Yeah, I think
You
I
guys are
was.
flip-flopping
I think I
all
was 6 years old.
All right, that's pretty far though. That's respect. That's respect.
It's got to be one of the teams we need because Florida
Florida
won
was 2003.
2003.
Yes.
Then when did Angels?
2002.
2002.
Yeah.
Okay, you're skipping 4, 5, 6.
No, 4 was the
4 was
Red
Red
Sox.
Sox.
Okay, 5, 6.
That was the
5 was
reverse
White
sweep.
Sox. I thought
5 was White Sox. 6 was.
that's so sad. We can't find 2006 because I could have kept going. 2006.
Yeah, I can probably keep going to like 1990.
Damn, really? That far?
I think
Since before you were born?
Yeah.
Damn.
No, Cardinals 2006. Their first.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, that I forgot.
Pujols, Matt Holliday, Chris Carpenter, Adam Wainwright, rookie year, I think it was.
Damn.
Because the Yankees went on a three-peat from 2000 to 98. 98, 99, 2000. 2001 was
Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. Because Luis Gonzalez, they could have had a 4-peat, but bitch ass hit a fucking blooper. That's like the worst. I mean, not worst, but like a weakest moment hit for a walk-off in a World Series Game 7 I've ever fucking seen. Jam ball probably went.
Derek Jeter was in that.
Yeah, ball probably went 100 feet. Won a World Series.
Yeah.
97 was the Braves.
96 short season. No, Braves.
98 Braves.
No, 98 Braves.
Was
they
the
lost.
Yankees. That was the Padres Yankees.
Yeah, the
97.
Yeah.
96 was the Braves for sure.
96, I thought it was a short
Yankees
season.
knew it was Yankees. You're right.
When was the short season?
94.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because that was Tony Gwynn had the 390.
394 and 94?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Pull out the old Wikipedia again.
Google it.
95. Oh, probably the Yankees.
Damn, Yankees
94. It's either Yankees or Braves that whole 90s, whole 10 years.
Damn.
94, you're right.
Yeah.
And in 2020, I looked up short season.
Yeah. And 1981, I think, because the Dodgers won something that year too.
Yeah, short season.
Yeah.
Fucking
short season kings.
Short season king.
Yep. Anything under 162 games, the Dodgers probably won that.
So 2005 we were right. Okay, let me go back. 2004 we were right.
Yeah. 2003 we were right with Florida. 2002 is Angels. 2001 D-backs. 2000 Yankees. 99 Yankees. 98 Yankees. 97 is another team. The Yankees lost in the playoffs. 97.
2.
Hold on.
I think they lost the World Series.
And then 98. 97, Florida. Yeah, I thought Florida won it back then.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, Florida. They beat the Cleveland Indians at the time.
Yeah. And 96 was the Yankees.
Yep.
95,
Yeah.
Braves?
Yep.
94.
Shortened season. Doesn't have them.
I don't think they had a World Series.
Yeah, it was a
was a
canceled due to the player strike.
93.
Yep.
Braves.
Back to back, like I'm Drizzy.
92.
No, not Braves. I said back to back, like I'm Drizzy for a reason. Isn't this
Florida?
Blue Jays back to back?
Oh, yeah. 92.
93 and 92.
Yeah.
Yeah.
91. Fuck. It's like Braves probably.
They lost in the World Series to the Twins.
Oh, yeah. I would have never got that. 1990 is like the A's or something like that.
Cincinnati versus the A's. Cincinnati won. Shenny's goes a little bit deeper than my catalog because that was pretty good. That's pretty good. Pretty good. I just know like spotted years once it gets that deep. And then the Yankees fuck it all up because they win so many.
Yeah, they from like 95 or 96 or whatever to 2007.
9 is when they won.
Oh, 2009, right?
Yeah, they have so many.
They have a lot.
Damn.
Like a 10
They haven't had any since.
Yeah, nonsense.
Love it.
But the main part of this podcast wasn't just to talk about the World Series.
Back on track.
It's to talk about the Padres not having a goddamn manager.
Yep.
Smell you later to Bob Melvin.
2 weeks ago, AJ Preller had a end of the year
sit
down Zoom meeting. Bob Melvin was a no-show. Everyone question. They
He
said
was in Cabo.
pre-plan. He wasn't there for a reason.
I don't think the manager should be there.
He was there the year before, so that's a little different. AJ Preller was asked what's up with Bob Wise and whatever. He told then the media he will be returning as the manager. They asked him what's the scuttlebutt. He said, everyone has scuttlebutt. You know, it kind of just gave us some lob answers.
As he should, because the media in San Diego has proven you can't trust them.
Can't.
It seems that way. Right now. You can't really trust some of the media members right now. Yeah. It seems like one is beaten into everybody right now. He's got a head on his chopping block. But nonetheless, so AJ Preller said he's coming back. Someone said via the AP that Bob said he was coming back. No official reports, like official. But then about a week ago, little Tweety Bird came out and said Giants were interested in Bob Melvin. Then a day later, Padres grant the Giants the ability to interview Bob Melvin for their opening because the Giants had fired or let go of Gabe Kapler at the very conclude of their season.
Why did we let them do that?
AJ Preller. So we'll get to that. Let me get to that. That's a part of the later in the road. So as you may or may not know, Bob Melvin is a Frisco kid. Grew up there, was raised there. Played there in the majors as a backup catcher and a slight role with them. He was the manager of the Diamondbacks. Then he ended up being a manager of the Oakland A's, which we all know is the city next to San Francisco. Yep. For a very long time. The Padres then 2 years ago requested permission to interview Bob Melvin to be their manager for their opening. So when the Giants had requested, AJ gave them permission because he felt that it was the same way he got Bob. And if Bob wanted to go, that would have been one of the only clubs that he would have left for. So AJ had the feeling that Bob was already going to leave for this club. Gave him that permission to interview. Bob, I guess AJ asked Bob, and Bob was hesitant at first, but said, yeah, I'll interview for it. So Bob then is confirmed to interviews for it. Everyone's saying he's number one.
Yep.
Everybody's saying, and I mean, the shoe fit, ladies and gentlemen. If the shoe fits, it fit. And, you know, we all saw this coming. As soon as the Padres gave them permission, I was like, he's gone. Well, there goes our manager. Like, you don't really give a club permission, especially if you're manager of all people. Yeah. Especially if you want to keep them.
Right. Exactly.
And especially a division rival. Like, I haven't heard of something like this since the Red Sox traded the Blue Jays for their manager. But that cost the Red Sox.
Well, we don't need money.
The Padres didn't ask for anything in return. Bob Melvin accepts the job. The Giants have a new manager, Fahad Sahidi, and longtime friend who had worked with it in the A's are both Giants. Yeah. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that did not upset me. I understand.
This is bullshit. He was fucking cussing up a storm before the podcast.
Okay, but no, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I understand Bob going home. I mean, if I was
just it's a business decision.
It's not a business decision. I think it's more of an at-home decision first.
Happiness decision.
I think it's a happiness, family, health, comfortability, you know, all of that. And then during Bob's press conference, I watched.
Here it comes.
I listened. And that motherfucker had the audacity to look directly at the camera and say, one of the reporters asked him, so did you ever see yourself being the Giants manager from Oakland or from San Fran, played for San Fran? And that motherfucker had the audacity to look at the camera and say, you know what?
every fucking day.
Every single time we played the Giants, I was looking over there thinking, maybe one day. You cocksucker! That's the goddamn rival. Are you kidding me?
Damn.
Dude,
not a good look.
And
we gotta check the lineup.
There's two things that suck.
We
at
fucking
most
own
off.
the Giants.
No, we don't own the Giants. First off, the Giants have 3 championships in the last decade, little plus on the outskirts of the last decade. On the outskirts of the last decade plus. Okay, dozen Baker's dozen of years. I mean, they do. They haven't been great lately.
Last year, we owned them.
Okay, last year.
Okay.
In a year where we were shitty, that's got to be. I got to bring up something that's a bright spot.
Okay, bright spot, bright spot. Whatever. Bob Melvin goes to the Giants. This motherfucker loves the Giants. Fucking over there for the fucking San Fran. That's so dumb to me, dude. Because the more I think about it, the more I think about Bruce Bochy leaving the Padres to go to San Francisco.
Bullshit.
Yeah,
that's the more I think of this. Ken Rose or someone said it best. There's now a sticky situation. The Padres have to win before the Giants, or Peter Seidler and this whole operation look like dummies.
Yeah,
I agree.
Which 100%. we will.
Hopefully,
no, we will. The Giants are bad.
You hope. I mean,
Giants are bad. They're going to lose 100 game next year. Bob Melvin's going to be in hell. He's going to be miserable. He's managed a few fucking 100-game losers in his lifetime being an Oakland A head coach. You want to leave and go to your home to a GM who you're friends with, who you can get along with. Your team sucks. You don't have Fernando Tatis. You don't have Manny Machado. You don't have Blake Snell. You don't have Joe Musgrove. Like, you don't have any of these superstars. Right. Your team's gonna go up there. You're gonna fucking clap your hands. Your closer, who's probably not gonna pitch once every fucking 7 days because you can't call on him because you're Looney Tune. You're losing it.
At some point, doesn't a manager have to put his foot down and say, "Hey, you're pitching, motherfucker, get out there"?
Yeah.
Like, why didn't Bob say, "Hey, that's a diva right there, and we don't take that. You pitch when I say."
Yeah, when I call, you fucking pitch. That's literally all you have to say.
When I call, the bullpen phone rings, the coach answers, and you trot your ass out there.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
you can't let the players walk on you like that.
And that's what it seemed like. Yes, I've heard so many things about Bob being a great players coach, but in this situation, he was only a players coach and had no connect with our GM and president of baseball operations. Like, he drew a line in the sand and said, "Don't walk over here. I don't walk over there." And, it sucks because we all felt like this was going to be great. Bob felt like a great candidate.
This was finally the first time in AJ Preller's tenure where he hired someone with some experience. Who's been in the playoffs, who's been into what we were trying to get to, a World Series, and it just didn't work out. It just didn't happen. And now we are kind of stuck. Yeah, the haters are going to say the 6th manager in fucking 10 years, blah, blah, blah. Ken Rosenthal, you dumbass.
It's his 4th.
It's going to be his 4th. You're right. 2 of them are interims. One of them, they didn't even get a chance to hire one. He was already the manager of the team when AJ Preller got hired. And so this is going to be his 4th. The first 2 were complete idiots in a rebuild. We didn't have this team that we have now. We didn't spend the money that we spent now.
Yeah, it's not fair to compare this team to the Andy Green team.
Correct. 100%.
It's not fair. I will compare it to the 60 games COVID year because, I guess it was 60 games of terrificness.
Yeah.
But honestly, you think about 21, 22, 23.
That is really all you can start his tenure from, in my mind. You competing of trying to be a competitive team.
Of trying to be a competitive team. And 1 out of the 2 years you've been successful. Yep. I will say a championship series the first time in 20 years is a successful season.
I agree.
And it took a long time to get this team out of shit and for him to earn Seidler's trust.
Yeah.
Because when he first got into this, Seidler wasn't full owner, one.
Was he
He wasn't majority owner.
Was he a part owner at all?
He could have been. I'm not 100% sure, but he was not majority.
I think that's when the Moors were owning us, or
back in 2016, 15 ish.
I don't really remember
because AJ came in and make some splashes. It didn't work. They fucking were angry for a couple years. Yeah. They're in a rebuild-ish era, and so you can't really think about this team until, like we said, because of the COVID year, 21, 22, and 23. And in those 3 years, we had a second year manager whose second half failure of a playoff caliber team.
Yeah.
Yep. And so it might have been, was it the second year? He only coached 2 years for us. Yeah. Cause he had a really high winning percentage for us. Jay Stingler.
Yeah.
We let him go in aspirations of hiring a veteran who could lead this team to glory. They go get Bob Melvin, who had really only dealt with small market teams.
Yeah.
He had guys who ended up winning MVP, but Josh Donaldson was nothing before that. And then they traded him.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a diva now. And you could say, oh, he coached Josh Donaldson MVP year. You bet your ass Josh Donaldson, when he was trying to make a team, he was not
a diva when he was 22.
He was not the fucking diva dickhead he is now.
Yeah. No shot.
All those guys that Bob Melvin dealt with, he had turned them and helped them, but he never, ever been on a team that has had this level of athletes, expectations, and divas. Because with money and power, with money and capability and being a good baseball player comes power.
Yeah.
Because you have your contract, you could say, fuck this team, I'd request a trade or blah, blah, blah. And then when you're really good, it seemed like they could walk all over our manager, like we were talking about. You can't pitch Hater when we need him most.
Yeah, you're scared to call on him because he's going to fucking cuss
me
out at the end of the game.
Call out guys in the clubhouse when they're not doing good or they need to step up or they're not showing up on time and followed by clubhouse. You need a guy to tell you.
You need a fucking bad boy. We need a fucking bad boy in this clubhouse.
100%.
So off with Bob. I mean, bonjour, au revoir, fucking asshole. I mean, you gave up. And the only thing that made sense is he said in his press conference, why did you really leave? He said, with everything that's happened and all of this news that is broke, going into next year on the final year of my contract did not seem smart. Did not seem like that narrative was going to leave. It was going to always be Bob Melvin versus AJ Preller. And then it's my final year of my contract. I took the door when I could. Basically,
he probably didn't think he was capable of.
I don't think he thought he was going to come back.
That too.
But at the same time, after making it for the as far as we did first time in 20 years, and then having obviously a downfall of a year, I mean, most teams don't get rid of their manager after that.
No.
But for AJ to only sign him to a 3-year deal, it was a little deal. Maybe this was
the plan.
This was the plan.
Yeah.
Because we did bring in at the same exact time a guy who applied, interviewed, and a guy who I think should get the job next at the same time, and who is still with the ball club and is going to interview today. But at this point, I want to start talking about potential candidates. Because Bob, like I said, bonjour, au revoir, fucking dick. It's time to start thinking about next season. I mean, because AJ has to pick his guy. And he talked today. He said he's going to exclusively do background research on hiring the next manager.
He's going to do his due diligence.
I've heard the story 4 times now, Trevor. We know he's going to do his due diligence. We know. His due diligence ain't great. It's not. So far,
not the best.
With this club, he's picked 3 managers, and all 3 of them have not been, at the end of the day, successful. Because from 2021 to 2024, there's a lot of guys who've held the same job. A lot of managers who haven't changed seats.
Yeah.
He is very capable of picking someone who was not going to change a seat. But the only thing I do want to mention is that every time AJ has hired a manager, except with Bob Melvin, it seemed like he hired the wrong guy. He hired He hired Andy Green.
Yep.
He interviewed Ron Gardenhire at the time. Ron Gardenhire was a deeply knowledge rooted. I'm pretty sure he won a World Series with the Twins. Great manager a long time ago. I mean, yes, he's older and whatever, might have been out in today's game, but hired a rookie.
Yeah.
So it ended up being Andy Green versus Ron Gardenhire. Yeah. Gardenhire ended up going to the Tigers, not doing great, whatever. The next time, it ended up being Jace Tingler versus Ron Washington.
Yep. We need to run that back.
Ron Washington was been to the World Series twice, was on the verge of winning it, Game 7. Had won the World Series last year, had coached and developed this Braves young youth team as an infielder coach. Like, Ron Washington was a goated coach and has been, and still is.
Run that back.
And
we hired Jace
Tingler.
Yeah.
And then last time, I don't remember many of the candidates. I do remember it was
Bob Melvin
Bob Melvin, but there was a Carlos Guillen. He interviewed, I'm pretty sure
Guillen?
Ozzy, sorry. Ozzy Guillen. I was thinking Carlos Quentin, and I thought Guillen, and then so whatever.
He would be a bad boy. He would be a
Sandy
bad boy.
Alomar Jr. or Roberto Alomar Jr. There's a lot of names out there. One of the Alomar Juniors, who is really close with Ruben Nabila because their time with the Cleveland Indians.
Moisés Alou.
And Moisés Alou,
who is a special advisor to this GM, whatever. He's on the Padres.
Yeah, he's a part. So,
and I don't mind that being a hire from within.
So
I think he was a manager.
I'm pretty sure he's managed a lot of like the World Baseball Classics and all of those like Dominicans and our Dominican League, not just Dominicans. But I'm not too sure he's managed in the majors. I'm not 100% sure.
I don't think so.
But he was a great player back in the day.
Yeah.
He was
pissed on his hands.
No batting gloves.
Idiot.
To avoid blisters.
No blisters. No blisters.
No blisters?
Yeah. Get that pee up in there.
It's called piss hands.
Piss hands.
How did they help with no blisters?
You've never heard that?
Have you ever heard of someone get a blister with piss hands?
No.
Point blank period proven.
Done.
Pissed.
He's holding a fucking stick in his hand.
Yeah. He's going to get a little piss on it.
Oh, okay.
No.
This is a real thing.
No, yeah. This is a real thing.
What?
But that was me playing a little joke on you for not getting it. But or Shetty played a little joke on you for not getting it.
Yeah, he really pisses on his hands.
Really?
Yes. It helps with no blisters. And when you have a blister, you piss on your hands, heals the next day.
I didn't hear that. Never heard that. Never heard that.
No fucking shot.
But those are all past people who have really interviewed. I've been hearing a lot of Padres Twitter want the Padres to reach out to the Marlins to ask to interview Skip Schumacher.
Yeah.
I don't know. He made the playoffs this year. I don't think we should go and try to get a guy. Get someone who's available.
I'm thinking I want an old head with experience who he's a hard nosed fucking keep this shit in order. Ron Washington wouldn't be mad.
Washington has an extensive background who I think would be a great manager, but he had problems in the past.
Yeah.
He had a cocaine problem at work in the past and like stuff like that.
Fucking pimp.
I'm pretty sure that's why he was let go of the Rangers back in the day. They released him for problems like that.
Oh shit.
At work? If you win baseball games, you win games.
You win games. But I definitely think he would be huge.
I'm just throwing names. I'm going to start throwing a couple of names. They're not really my preferred candidates, but Joe Girardi is one.
Joe Girardi
had a stint with the Phillies. Didn't work out. Didn't even last a year. I don't
They
think.
fired him, and then Rob Thompson led them straight to the World Series. Not a real fan of Joe Girardi anymore.
Roman said this name earlier. Don Mattingly
from the Blue Jays, bench coach.
Don Mattingly was the Dodgers manager, Marlins manager, was a world champion on the Yankees. Was a goated first baseman in his day.
Yeah.
Benji Gill.
Kind of like a born on third base kind of guy, though.
A little
has
bit.
Never really done more than what his team has been able to do.
Yeah, the Yankees were. I think he was the manager of the Yankees, right? Before the Dodgers.
I'm not too sure. I just remember the Dodgers, and the Marlins.
Oh.
I don't think he was the manager of the Yankees.
whatever. But yeah,
because they went from Torrey to Girardi to who they have now.
Aaron Boone.
Yeah,
Aaron Boone was after fucking
Girardi and Torrey.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Holy
like
shit.
they've had like Steelers. They're fucking keep their guys around.
Jesus fuck. I would love Aaron Boone. Let's fucking request to interview
So
him.
I would. That's a guy who I would like because of his fire and tenacity, but he's not available.
They're not available.
I don't really think they're looking to. And not too many times do you request to interview the manager,
unless Bob Melvin is the manager.
Yeah, because that's been the last 2 times.
Yep, maybe he's the fucking problem.
And since like it hadn't been since like 2012 when the Red Sox did it.
Yeah,
they traded for a guy.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure someone requested to interview Ryan Flaherty for the same position, and Padres denied the request.
Probably.
But AJ was talking at his meeting, like, I'm so much about letting guys interview for positions.
Yeah. And I mean, he's one of the names from within the organization, Mike Schilt and Ryan Flaherty.
So, yes, the 2 guys every Padres writer's throwing around because those are the 2 names that are guaranteed. Both have been special assistants to the GM. Flaherty has been promoted last year to bench coach / offensive coordinator.
Yeah, I think he's hitting the visor.
His title is bench coach / offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
What a great title.
Great title.
And then Mike Schilt.
Yeah.
So Schilt is my number absolute 1. I think Mike Schilt has 3 years of managing under his belt and has made the postseason 3 times and has taken the team to the championship series.
Yeah.
So he has done exactly what we have aspirations because right now I'm championship series or bust is my season goals.
100%.
Because they did that without Tatis, without Xander Bogaerts, with the worst pitching in the world.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
Clevenger got shelled. Manea got shelled. Like, they did that.
Yes, they did.
They got better last year.
They got 5 times better, yes.
And failed miserably.
Horrible.
82 and 80 is terrible. I'm kind of glad at this point Bob's gone because I think Mike Schilt takes his team and turns around.
Best friends with AJ.
I wouldn't say best friends because I think that's Don Ticker. But Mike Schilt has a great background. He was in the Cardinal system for 18 years as a coach.
Yeah.
As a scouting and coach and all of that type of stuff. He was hired or he applied. So this is who I was hinting at towards earlier. He interviewed for the manager position the same time that Bob did. Bob got hired. Mike Schilt was hired for a special assistant to the general manager. I thought it was going to be a 1-year gig because I really thought someone was going to take 1 year off. Someone was going to snatch him up.
Yeah. And he must really enjoy San Diego. Stay because he probably could be a manager somewhere.
Yes, he definitely could be. Or he knows how good this team actually is because we hired him. In his first year, he spent 90% of the time in the minors between double and triple A, helping guys figure out stuff. This past season, he dedicated a lot of his time with the major league team because, one, our third base coach had cancer.
Yeah.
And so he did a lot of time at third base, a lot of time at first base with Macias out as well, I think due to COVID for 2 weeks, whatever. But then another special thing is he helped with the rehab and the learning transition Tatis to the outfield. You know, he had the wrist, shoulder, and then a new position. So a lot of his focus was there. And then after the season had started and we figured Tatis was good, Blake Snell was dealing with mental issues, and that's why he saw his ERA at sky high, worked with him, brought that back down, brought his mental state back to where he's going to win the Cy Young this year.
Yeah, exactly.
So now I talked about Ron Washington's difficulties. There's scary things with Schilt as well because he was fired from the Cardinals after making the playoffs. After losing to the Padres in the playoffs for reasons that were what, Trevor?
Philosophical indifferences.
Didn't agree. So it kind of sounds like what Kim Ng just went through with the Marlins. They were trying to hire someone else, move him to a different position, maybe move him into they're like, hey, come and be assistant to the GM here and we'll get a new coach or something. Who knows what happened there. But philosophical indifferences, it sounds weird to me.
Yeah. Does.
I mean, maybe because that's not in my dictionary. That word is not used on a day-to-day basis.
I think it just kind of explains.
They were not. It sounds like
they
Trevor,
didn't agree. They weren't friends.
The exact situation AJ Preller and Bob Melvin just fucking went through. That's why I'm scared, because maybe I don't understand those words, but that to me sounds like Bob Melvin and AJ just had philosophical indifferences, and they didn't want to use that term because the next guy interviewing was the last job fired for that. Yeah. I don't know. But he is my 1-1. Yeah. Mike Schilt is my 1-1 pick for manager. He's already on the staff. He's worked directly with AJ, with the players, with coaches, covered for coaches. We talk game plan. So he might have already had closer conversations and stuff with players than Bob.
Yeah, and he's a little bit, I don't even know how old he is, but he's older than Ryan. He's older than Ryan Flaherty.
Younger than Bob.
And I think Ryan Flaherty is just not old enough yet to become a manager, at least on the Padres, because he's played with probably half of our team. The Padres don't need a guy who's going to come in and be kind of a little buddy. We need like a hard-nosed guy who's going to push in order. Maybe you don't like him as a fucking player, but he's going to fucking get this shit on the right track.
So speaking of my
knowledge
of a young... Hold on. Speaking of my knowledge of, in that situation that you're talking about, a young boss, basically.
Yeah.
Put myself in his shoes for a minute. It took me a while to be able to have difficult conversations, to be able to learn the difficult conversations, be able to tell people what you need and expect from them. And those conversations are very, very hard.
Yes.
For someone who hasn't done that, and that's what this team, I think, really needs. I think this team needs to be told, hey, why the fuck were you late?
Yeah.
Hey, why aren't you out there taking batting practice?
I don't care how much money you fucking make.
Why didn't you run polls yesterday?
Yeah, be a fucking human and let's get this shit.
Some accountability.
So that's the one thing that's hard on rookies, on young bosses, new leadership. That stuff's hard because you have guys who have been there a while, who know what they're supposed to do, know the expectations, and don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear when they're sucking. But you have to know when is the right time to talk to them, how to do it, ask questions like, hey, I've noticed you're not seeing the slider very well. What can I do to help you see that better? Or what do you usually do to help you see? You have to be able to have those conversations, not be like, Manny, why can't you hit the slider right now?
Yeah.
Or Tatis, you swung on 27 straight sliders.
Yeah.
Out of the zone. Why?
What are you looking at?
That's the wrong way to say that, because that player's going to go, what do you mean? What the fuck am I looking at?
My best.
Look at my background. Look at my stats. That's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at that I can hit the ball 460. Yeah. So the way you talk to players and interpretate things, that all matters. And it's so hard to be a young person launched into that situation.
Yeah. And I don't know why this name just came in my mind, but I probably wouldn't like him, but he might fit with this team. Buck Showalter.
Don't say that. That does not fit with this team.
With the Mets.
Buck Showalter.
You did not just say that because he's not a winner. His team has won before. He is not a smart manager. We just watched the Mets just have a big downfall of the same thing we did.
Frank the Tank would flame you right now if he heard you say
that.
I don't want to have Buck show. You really think after what we did to the Mets and what he pulled those cards to our homeboy Joe Musgrove that they want him in that clubhouse? No.
If he's gonna tell someone you can't be fucking late, maybe it will work.
So I'm gonna throw my next name out there, who I think is the absolute number 2 to my picks. This young coach who's been on a team for a long time now, contract is up. I did not know this until doing research and hearing that he's interviewing for another position. But Craig Counsell of the Brewers is interviewing for the Mets position. I think he is a fantastic coach.
Yeah.
And I think what he's been able to do in that division of when everyone thought the Cubs were so good and the Cardinals were so good, for him to take that Brewers roster of really Christian Yelich and and make them playoff contenders every single season. Like they're in the mix. When's the last time the Brewers have lost 100 games? It feels like a decade ago.
I can't tell you.
Feels like after Prince Fielder left. Like that's so long ago when they were bad. Yeah. He's been on their team for a long time and has been in the playoffs for a long time. I definitely think that is someone who should be interviewing for the Padres manager spot.
That's not a bad pick at all. I'm going to give you 2 more names.
Keep them coming.
Benji Gill.
Do we want
big time winner in the Mexican World?
Roman interrupted you, Shinny. Sorry, but
fine.
Benji Gill.
Had to throw one out there.
Absolutely a great candidate. I definitely think this team could use that style of background from a coach, like a Mexican heritage. A coach that has the language down. That because not only are conversations hard, but when a player's first language is something and you have to tell them that they're doing bad or that's even hard.
You have to go get their translator or something.
That's like even harder. Or you need another player to translate for you, or it's harder to tell someone they're fucking up.
Yeah, no, that's
and that
true.
Translator doesn't want to tell them break the bad news.
Yeah, exactly.
So they're gonna give it a little easier to the guy.
Yeah.
And that might not be the way you wanted it to come off, or something.
Or you just completely fuck it up.
Not even tell you.
No idea what he's saying to him.
Right.
So I definitely think Benji Gill. I mean, he's a multiple-time champion of the Mexican League. He is
respected around the league.
Well respected. He's a part of the Angels coaching staff. I don't know if that's a plus or a minus right now.
Obviously, that's where I was going. I was going to the Angels. World Series winning manager Joe Madden or Phil Nevin, ex-Padre.
Don't like Phil Nevin.
I like him because he's fucking. He just talks the truth. He's straight up with you.
What has he done though? I want some. I need a little bit of something.
We've only really had one manager who's done something.
Yeah, that we've hired.
Exactly. So
I mean, AJ could pick anybody out of the bunch. Honestly, he could pick the janitor who gave him a good idea an hour ago.
Joe fucking Madden, I think, wouldn't be a bad idea.
So we didn't. You mentioned him. We didn't get to talk about him yet. Joe Madden won a World Series, taking another different team to a World Series.
Kind of the same fucking thing too. The Cubs they didn't win shit since the fucking Billy Goat ran on the field. Cursed the Cubs. Took the Cubs first World Series 108 years. Won a World Series with the Cubs.
So it was very good in the midst of those years as well.
Also in the small market with the Rays, so kind of knows how to made them fucking pretty good in my opinion. Last 10 years, came to the Angels, completely shit the bed. Something is wrong with the Angels though. Let's not I don't think it's him because they obviously switch managers and they still are fucking shitty.
They switched GMs, managers. Yeah. Time to sell.
Something is just
destroy the stadium.
Yeah.
Time to sell. All of it.
100%.
But I think Joe Madden is
a sleeper pick in my opinion.
It's a sleeper. I'm a little scared that he's a little bit out on today's day and age of baseball. He's up there. He's like 70.
Probably.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it felt like it. I mean, and the number he wore on his back was 70, so maybe that's why I said that.
I like Joe Madden. That's my number 2 right now. That might be my number 2. Craig Counsell's not a bad pick.
You weren't even thinking, and he's 69 and February 8th, so he will be 70. So I hit the head on the nail on that one.
Nice.
I don't care.
You weren't thinking about Craig Counsell, were you?
No.
And I definitely think Craig Counsell will be a really good addition to this team if they don't find Mike Schilt appetizing. Craig Counsell's my number 2.
I mean, maybe Mike Schilt. I don't know. I hate being in a situation where we kind of are in the unknown, we uncertain, really know who our manager is. But it does make me 10 times more excited for next year, knowing we kind of have a little fresh start again. You know, the expectations are reset.
They do better with the fresh starts, I feel like.
The Padres always do better when they disappoint everyone by a million, and then, oh, fuck, we can't do that. We can't do that again.
We obviously can't do that again.
We can't do that again. Let's figure something out. That's, to me, I don't know. As being a Padres fan for so long, I don't think AJ Preller is necessarily a problem.
I don't think he's the number one problem. I think there's more of a deeper problem. I definitely think this year they took some slack off. They went, you know what? We went all the way to the NLCS without Tati and Bogey.
Yeah, they just kind of thought it was going to happen.
It was going to happen. They really thought like that was easy.
Yeah.
This is going to be easier.
Yeah.
We added pitching. We added, all this. Hader gets a full year. Soto gets a full year.
Yep.
And I definitely think they thought they were way better and could coast. As baseball fans know, 162 is so goddamn long.
So long.
100%.
And they never flipped that switch. We need a guy who's going to flip that switch. I definitely think Ozzie Guillen.
Yeah, he's a loud fucking boy.
That's my number 3.
What would you, I'm just throwing this out of fucking right field at this point. Derek Jeter?
No.
A-Rod?
No.
Big Papi?
No. None of those guys.
Derek Jeter would be the best candidate out of all three of them.
And I don't think he would be good.
Why?
As being a manager?
Yeah.
Why not? He's a great player.
Because he was a great player, so he expects players to be great. That's what happens with great players. I mean, Dion has changed the light of things because he has made players great. He expects and made them great. Not a lot of athletes who are very, very good want to even come back and coach. He's made so much money. He's done all that.
That's a lot of stress.
Yeah.
He might lose some more hair.
He
doesn't have any left.
Oh, there's a joke.
But, he tried the GM thing. He said, what? Fuck it. TV's my thing now. And they're goofing up. Yeah, his personality's terrible.
It's terrible.
That's why I don't think he'd be any good as a coach either. I think Big Papi would be the best out of those 3.
Yeah.
Coach-wise, manager-wise. I think he has great vibes. Every day he would bring vibes to the clubhouse. Like, hey, boy, how we doing today, man? But I know you're going deep. I know today you're going deep. I know it. I put my house on it. My wife on it.
I would love that.
And A-Rod is just too business standpoint.
A-Rod, he's gonna have too much.
Owner of the fucking Timberwolves.
He's gonna have too much.
He has too much to think about.
Too much on his plate, and then he's gonna would get so much in the media. It would be a media nightmare in San Diego if Alex Rodriguez was their manager.
Yeah, probably.
Loves to talk.
Yeah.
Loves it.
Hey, maybe we're back on the roids, though. Maybe we're back to bully ball.
A-Rod's just on the roids. No one else is, but A-Rod's just juice out of his fucking gills.
Yeah.
But where my contract says the manager can't do roids.
I'm going to go out there and hit a ball 450 feet. None of you motherfuckers can do that. What the fuck
He signs himself as a player coach. He's all, what, our DH can't hit? That's fine.
I'm honestly thinking older dudes that are retired right now because I just saw Bruce Bochy come out of fucking retirement and take the Rangers to the World Series, the place where I've been dreaming to go to. I've never seen the Padres in a World Series.
Is he available?
Bruce Bochy?
I have seen the Padres in the World Series.
Yeah,
I was 6 months. 6 months old. Saw it with my bare eyes.
Bruce Bochy available?
No. Nobody from the Rangers is going to be available.
Yeah,
Chris Young, Will Venable,
one of
Nick
them,
Hundley.
Yeah, I was very interested in Will Venable because he spent a decade here, and then he was the Cubs. Worked with the Cubs.
It's always the
Rangers.
mid players who are fucking the best managers.
And I am telling you, it is because there are differences in athletes. There are people who are God given, and then there are people who are earned and fought for. Those players,
they had to do little things to even get there.
They had to do the littlest. They had to do the scouting. They had to know the numbers. They had to do all those things. They had to worry about if they were going to get traded. If they did too good, they might be, their team sucked, but they're good. They might get traded. And where would they go up and pick some of the best mid of the pack players?
I guess that's how it's like for football too. No good football coach has ever been good at football.
Yeah, Bill Belichick. I ain't never seen him block anyone in a day in his life.
Andy Reid.
Is
AJ Hinch still the manager of the Tigers?
Yeah.
Damn. I'd like AJ Hinch.
Why? So we can cheat? We can get fucking trash bags?
Yeah, this team could cheat, and I know they could cheat good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you can put a camera in the fucking Ivy in center field, and they would never know. We can fucking hire someone to go look at the signs for every fucking game and sit in the stands and shit and video the fucking signs. That'd be fucking lit.
That'd be lit.
I'll do that. AJ, I'll fucking do that for you, buddy.
I mean, AJ Hinch was vice president of professional scouting for the San Diego Padres from September 2010 to August 2020 or 2014.
Yeah, he was a Padre.
And then he managed the Astros in 2015. So he went from the Padres fucking president of the vice president of professional scouting to manager of the Astros.
Yeah.
Why not come home? Can we request to interview him?
Yeah,
that's a guy who would be like, you know what, I want to go home.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go home.
I am tired of Javier Baez striking out 400 times a year.
I'd rather watch Tatis fucking swing and miss at the sliders than Javi Baez.
Yeah, I'm tired of
this, Grandpa.
The 3rd overall pick every single season. Let me get back to the World Series. I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Then there's some former players like Ellis, the former catcher, AJ Ellis.
Yeah, AJ Ellis. Catchers are always
because he doesn't is he a part of the Padres right now in the scouting or something?
Yeah, he's on the Padres, or maybe he's on the Dodgers actually.
I thought he was like
Russell Martin.
Said 2018 he last played for the Padres.
Yeah, he was 2018 Padres, baby. He had like 40 games.
Yeah, and in February 2019, he rejoined the Padres organization with the front office role of special assistant. So I definitely think he has a chance to interview as well.
Yeah,
I definitely think he has a chance.
Or
someone
maybe
someone threw out Ian Kinsler.
Yeah,
but you remember the double bird? I don't think you can come back after that.
Yeah. Probably not.
Double bird to Pods fans.
How about Trevor Hoffman?
I think Hoffy enjoys the face
retired life.
Yeah. All he has to do is be a smile.
That's it.
That's literally it. And the Padres have to pay him.
Yeah.
He has to be on a deal still.
Yeah, probably.
Like a media deal.
And a NLIL deal.
Yeah, a media deal. He has a media deal.
What about Greg Maddux?
Don't think he's interested in being
his brother is a coach.
Yeah. His brother was not multiple-time champion Cy Young Award winner.
Yeah, won't. Get our pitching staff dialed in. We saw what Chris Young just did. We saw what Chris Young's doing.
I would love Schilt, and then someone threw out, try to go get fucking
Kurt Schilling.
No, Kurt Schilling has burned his name in baseball. Dude. No, you try to go get Yachty as a bench coach.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Because he did manage. Maybe even trying to interview Yachty.
Yeah.
That's a good
he
one.
Managed in
Catchers
the
are fucking the best manager.
WBC.
Always.
Managed in the World Baseball Classic.
What's your opinion on Mark DeRosa?
No thanks.
Me either.
Mark DeRosa, you could be my hitting coach.
Sean Casey.
Casey's not returning.
I know. Fernando Tatis Sr. I love it. I wanted it to happen the last 5 years.
That's Shenny's one. That's Shenny's one.
It'll never happen. He fucking will be able to fix his team because he doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Stephen Voigt.
No.
He's going to be an A with catcher, Mark Kotze. He is a catcher.
He's going to be a guardian.
Joe Torre. Can we get him out? How old is he now? 85?
Old.
We need one more year. This is my last candidate. Dusty fucking Baker.
Yes.
But he retired Monday.
Come back. Come on home. He wants to be closer to California.
Name your price.
But he retired Monday.
Name your price.
Hey, retirement would look nice in San Diego. I'm not going to lie.
Retirement with a little bit of game time action.
We need you in the dugout for about 162 games.
Yeah. For the rest of the time?
And then 20 playoff games after that.
Yeah. But the rest, you can totally chill out on the beach. We can get you a beach house. What do you need? What do you need?
Gabe
Bob Melvin?
Yeah. No, Gabe Kapler.
Hell no. He's too jacked, looks too pretty.
Gabe Kapler sucked in Philadelphia and sucked in San Fran. No thanks.
No thanks.
I'm trying to think. There's some old managers. There's Bruce Bochy was retired for how long?
1 year.
1 year?
I don't know, actually. I think it was like 2.
I thought it was like 5.
Really?
Yeah, I thought it was a long time.
And how long was Gabe Kapler their coach for? 5 years?
For where? The Giants?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been there for like 3 years now.
What? Who managed after Bochy?
Him.
Oh, okay. So just like 3 seasons. So 2 retired.
Yeah, probably.
Well, we're just guessing at this point.
Yeah.
2019 to 2023.
4.
Bruce Bochy, when did he leave?
2019, you said?
I just said 2019.
Oh, I thought you were talking about
2023 now is he's
He was retired for 4 years.
I thought you were talking about Gabe Kapler.
Only the right situation, I'll come back. And
obviously it was the right situation.
Yeah, obviously.
And didn't he take over for Dusty Baker?
Bruce Bochy?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Dusty Baker was retired for a while too. I think no, the Astros had their whole fucking scandal and he was like a bench coach or something.
Well, he's on and off been a manager. He's a Giants till 2002, so no, there was someone else in the middle because Bochy went over in like 2008, right? 2007,
yeah, probably.
Right after 2007, right? 2007 was our
right when we fucking moved to fucking Peckleboro. Feels like.
Oh, really? That early?
Feels like.
2006 was his last year. But nonetheless, he's 60. Bruce Bochy's 68.
Let's get Ron Washington. That sounds like my number.
I like Ron Washington.
He's older than Bruce Bochy, though.
Ron Washington?
Yeah,
he's pretty old. He's
like
pretty
75.
old.
Great infield guy, though.
Great. He can teach you how to field a ground ball. And you think Ha-Seong Kim's good now?
Yeah.
You get Ron out there.
Yeah.
Jeez, he's a platinum glover.
Platinum.
Would you take the Dodgers first base coach? Or like a coach from the Dodgers
the
or
evil
something?
dude?
I was just
that's their third base coach.
Clayton McCullough.
Nah.
I don't know. He interviewed for the New York Mets job that eventually went to Showalter. Runner-up for the Royals job last year. Spent several years as a manager in the Blue Jays minor league system. And
what do you think? Think here. I'm trying to think of a name.
Dig deep, buddy. Dig deep.
Who was the Red Sox manager? Alex Cora. Fuck.
Yeah, he's still there.
I'm trying to think of guys who won the World Series. Who was the Royals manager? Mike Matheny?
What about the Royals manager who was the Tigers manager, the former catcher Brad Ausmus?
Yeah, Brad Ausmus.
Does that light a candle in anything
really,
for you?
Not really.
I just looked at the list and I didn't like any of the names.
Yeah. What about Brian Giles? What is he up to?
Sandy Alomar Jr. is the Guardians' first base coach right now.
Yeah. He wouldn't be mad. He is an ex-Padre, but he's famous in fucking Cleveland.
Carlos Beltran.
Not
was
mad.
a manager for the Mets for a day.
Yeah, can speak Spanish.
Yeah.
Can speak Spanish. Yeah. For this team especially.
What about Alex Cora's brother, Joey Cora?
No.
Mets third base coach.
No.
All right.
The Mets are anyone from the Mets. You said it. You were out on you.
Thank you.
What about Ruben Niebla?
He's a pitching coach.
Someone did throw that out there, and I think that would take a little bit too much away from him and working on the pitchers.
Yeah, that's what I think. He's just straight pitching.
Raul Ibanez?
Too short for me. I need a presence on the fucking. When you're arguing with the umpire, you can't let the umpire pitch you. No, fuck him. Pussy. Fuck him.
Charlie Montoyo? Remember we were talking about him? We were trying to throw him for manager of the year a couple years ago for the Blue Jays?
Yeah. I'm trying to think.
Kind of a guy who was born on third base.
I'm just thinking World Series winners at this point. I need someone who has been there before.
What about Luis Rojas, the guy who interviewed for the Mets as well?
Not mad at him. Not mad.
Who won all those World Series with the Yankees?
Joe Torre.
Yeah, you're not getting him.
You're not getting Joe Torre?
No, he's in the he works for MLB.
There's a lot of former managers who I just don't even want to think about Chris Woodward. Remember the guy who hated Tatis for pimping
pussy.
The Rangers guy, AJ Connect. I'd cry. Walt Weiss, former Rockies manager. I'd cry. Well, then, can you give your final assumption? All three of you, final assumption, who will be the Padres manager come opening day versus the Giants in 2024?
Ron Washington is my number one, but I don't think it'll happen. So I'll go with
no, don't pick who you want.
Ron Washington, that's what I want.
All right.
Ron Washington.
I want Schilt. Schilt's my 1-1. Mike Schilt, he's a born winner. He only wins as manager. Been to the same place that we've been to. Give me Schilt.
I think Schilt is the answer. Mike Schilt, you're the answer. And if you're not, buddy, we're going to have a podcast like this in about 2 more years shitting on you for going to the fucking Giants.
Dodgers or something like
that. Yeah. And I mean, the Dodgers, Dave Roberts.
And
Dave Roberts.
And what the last thing at this point, I'd take anybody who's won a World Series. They haven't won a World Series, so no. Nah, he used to be on our coaching staff. They stole him away from us. I'd steal him back.
That's when people say AJ Preller's hired 6 managers. He's one of them that they put in the list because he was a manager for 1 day.
Okay, bring the tank. That was such a bring the tank set. That was such a bring the tank set.
Such a bring the tank.
Last thing I will say though, Trevor, you talking about AJ is AJ, don't fuck this up. That's it. That's all. This is the last one I'm giving you. You don't get another one, Trevor.
You're out after this.
He does not get another option to fucking pick another one.
I don't care who he hires.
Do we agree?
Yes, but I don't care who he hires. And if we win a World Series, that's all that I want.
Oh, dude, win a World Series, I wipe my ass with the last 10 managers. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. I don't care if you get fired. We need to win one. We can pull a Cubs 2016 and just fucking rebuild.
Pull a Dusty. Come back for a year, win a World Series, try to double it, retire.
Yeah.
I like that.
I think that's what we needed.
I like that.
That's what we need. That's what we need. So Schilt,
Washington,
Ron Washington. I love it. I'm a big Schilt guy right now. I've been doing a lot of research because I'm a part of the crew who gets to pick.
Oh, really?
I'm a part of AJ's team.
You're at the table.
Your name's Don Tickler.
My name is Don Tickler.
Wait a second.
And this has been Average Shakes. My name is Don Tickler, and this has been Average Shakes. Nothing wrong with being average. This has been a great podcast.
Go Padres.
Yeah. Go Padres. Go AJ. Find yourself a goddamn manager.